Hi guys, my name is Zin and this is maybe Bonsai. We're going to start in the backyard again today. It's a really nice day, so I'm going to prune one of my Amur Maples that's in the ground, which I should have done probably in the winter sometime, but I can't really prune that in the winter because it's outside. It has no protection, so I was worried. But I've been to Ray's nursery today and he said you can prune it right now and it wouldn't matter. So I'm going to do that. I'll try to film while I'm doing it. It's going to be kind of tough, but we'll see what happens. So this is the one. It's almost at the point that's leafing out, but it's not quite there yet. So what I'll do is I'm going to take most of these branches off, and then I'll just leave the trunk line, which is the leader, which that's all I'm building right now. So this will stay. I think the rest I will take off. So let's see if I can do this while filming. So that whole thing, it's gone. This all be gone. But I'll be doing that to the entire tree pretty much. And I think probably the question to ask is this going to bleed because the sap is running? What I'm told is that it's not going to matter. He said it doesn't matter. It's not going to do anything to the tree. If the sap leaks out a bit, it's okay. So, and he's got years of experience. Oh, and there's no reason for me not to trust him. So try to get around. This is the Amur Maple, not a Japanese maple that's beside me. And I've heard that Japanese maple, if you prune them at this time, it's not really a good thing to do. So I'll try to get in there. Now even this shoot I'll take off, because all I'm interested in is the trunk line. So for the trunk, I will most likely keep this, even though there's a bud right over there that could develop if I cut it short here, but I think that's a bit too close. Even though this is quite of a straight section, I think that's okay. So I'll take it off right over here. I'll leave a stub and let that grow out. So most likely I will take that branch as the future leader. So that'll come out this way, so it kind of gives more movement to the tree. And there's still buds around, so that's going to come up. I'm going to clean this up a bit more once I put the camera down. It's a bit tough to do it now, but that's the gist of it. All these branches, these are all gone. I will apply some cut paste afterwards as well. So that's all I'm going to do to that one. So there's another tree that I'm going to do the same thing for. Let me just clean this up. Which is the field maple that I have here. I put this in the garage over the winter, and so it was under protection. I cut this in the fall, but he did the same thing. So he said this one should be I need to do the exact same thing to build the trunk line first. So I'll cut this, and but I'm not going to do it on camera. It was tough. So I'll prune it, and then I'll show you the result. So I'm done with the pruning. As you can see, I took off all the branches. This was my leader, and I said I was going to keep more of this, but I've decided to use this small one to build more taper. So that's going to be my main leader going forward. Hopefully I'll get a branch coming out this way eventually, and I'll take that so that it goes kind of get that movement going back. So I think that's all I'm going to do today outside. It's quite warm today, but there's still a couple of cold days coming up where it's like 0 would be the lowest temperature. So, you know, nothing has bud out on this tree yet. This is in bonsai soil, so that maybe that's why it's slower. And these were in the garage, so I took them out. They're doing okay. So it's not quite spring yet, even though, you know, it's kind of warm today, but it's not quite warm yet. But I think once we get through next week or this week, once the cold days are over, I think it's going to warm up every single day from then on, and then I can take the rest of the Japanese maple outside and the way they go, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to take us inside now. I think I need to repot the hibiscus that I have. The hibiscus, the soil is quite compact, and every time it's dry, when I water it, it pools at the top for about 10 seconds before it goes down. So I can't have that. I think I'm going to try to find a proper pot for it, and pot it up in a nicer pot, and probably prune it a bit. So we'll go upstairs and do that. Okay guys, I'm upstairs, and as you see there, I got two trees in front of me. One is the hibiscus that I was going to prune, and this is the Ficus Benjamina that I pruned at Nigel's place, where he helped me with the shaping of it. And I was looking at this hibiscus, and I don't think it needs any pruning at this time, because I thought it did, but it actually does not. I think the most I'll do is I'll probably just take this leaf off. It's a little crowded in here, but there's no the branches aren't that long, and there isn't that many set of leaves yet, so I don't think I'm going to prune this, except for these leaves. They're kind of going in towards the tree, but other than that, I think I'll just leave the rest and let it grow. And this tree has had its problem with the insects. I'll take this off because it's shading out things. Every year I have had issues with insects on this tree. There's always the little white, I don't know if it's spider mites or something, they're on the leaves. And every year I have to spray it either with alcohol or with the mix of dish soap and water, and then clean the whole thing off. And then at the end, some of the leaves gets damaged. And so this one is a good example of a damaged leaf. You probably can't really see, but take my word for it, it's not perfect. So I'm not going to prune this yet. I'm thinking what to do is I'm going to let this grow. I'll take this outside in probably hopefully a couple weeks or so, and let it grow, and then I'll prune it midsummer. And then hopefully by then there'll be a lot more growth, because right now you can see there's a lot of new leaves coming out pretty much on every branch. So I'll wait for that to come out, and later on I will prune that whole thing back. I'm just checking this if it's like some kind of an insect bite, but no, I don't think it is. So I'll put this aside, and we're going to prune this instead. So this is the Ficus Benjamina that I pruned at Nigel's place. This is the marker of the front of the tree that was picked by Nigel. So this is growing, has been growing indoors for the entire winter. I haven't touched it at all, but I think it's a bit bushier and it's a bit big right now. I'm going to take it back a bit and let it develop more branching. So, and I will prune with the front in mind. And then this branch here, this whole thing, I'm going to take off, because I thought I was going to take this off. It was already gone in my mind, so I don't want to see this anymore. It's starting to bother me now that I see it. So I'm going to get rid of that first, and then we'll prune the rest of it. So this is the branch, or the leader I should say, I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to cut this off, cut it off here, and then leave this coming out this way, and then the top, that will be basically kind of the new leader, at least by width, even though this is a little bit higher. So I'll do that first. Leave a stub. Okay, there that goes. So now that's over, I can we'll take a look at the tree and see what else that needs to go. I think mainly I'm just going to prune it a bit shorter. So for this branch, it's coming out here. I like this here, so I'll let it go flowing this way. You could actually, you know what? No, I think I'll take this branch instead. This is more in the direction of where the branch is. So I'll get rid of this whole thing here. And then for this one, I like the one at the bottom here. So that's kind of, it'll actually make it flatter over here in a way. So I'll take the top off, let that go this way. There's a vertical branch here, which I don't think I need. I'm also going to take the leaf off as well. There's a lot of these leaves that are kind of, it's like the branch that grew out of the leaf. Wow, that's just one cut. I kind of peeled the bark. Hopefully that's okay. I'm going to leave it for now. So that takes care of that whole branch. This one is quite vigorous. I think this might be the branch, the better branch, because it goes kind of in the same direction as the rest of the direction, the general direction of the branch. But I think it's too far out where you get this long area straight section. There is a bud right over here that's pointing towards that way. So it's like coming out coming out like that. And I think that's okay. I think once I cut this off, let this develop, hopefully it doesn't go straight up. If it does, I'll probably try to bend it down or something. So I'll do that. I'll take it off here. So that hopefully will develop. This lower branch, I think I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to touch it so that more energy will be redirected to here. Maybe I'll get this a bit longer. But for this lower branch, you can see that it's coming up, and then there's one going down. And I do like the one that's going down because it's flatter, which will create some space over here. So I'll take off the main branch and go with the flatter one. Even though the direction isn't really kind of flowing with the thing, but in the future I could always take that one. So I would cut this off and take this branch, which is the general direction of where the branch came from. But I'll let this grow for now. I want more vigor into the lower half of the tree, maybe thicken it up a bit, because right now the top is thicker than the bottom, which is that's kind of weird. Okay, so I'll clean up this stuff from before. So I'll move on. That's already done. This one, I think I'm just going to take off the tip here. Actually, there's a branch coming out of the bottom, which I'm going to get rid of. I'll let it grow straight. Make it longer for now. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to take anything else off. Yeah. And then we have the more or less a couple of very vigorous branches at the top here. So let's see. Let's work on this one first. There is a branch already coming out right here that's going that way. which could be a good thing because right now this branch is kind of overlapping with that one. I'm always thinking of taking off that entire branch so this is more of a divide. I think that might be actually a good idea because right now they kind of overlap. It's not really a good look. I think I'll do that. I'm going to get rid of this branch here. So then we're left with those two. Or I could get rid of that, but then if I get rid of this one, then you got this one branch here that's divided into two, which is going to be really strong. And I think that I want this to be the leader. So I'm going to take this off. Yeah. So it looks much cleaner now. There's a dock here. Okay, so with that cleaned up, there's a branch that's kind of coming in towards the tree, the inside of the tree, so I'll take that off. And then there's a leaf here, which is basically where this branch came from. I'll get rid of that. There's a branch right here that's going towards this side branch. I don't like that because I think it's too crowded on that side. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And then this can develop. I'll take the tips off. Let's see, where should I go? I'm tempted to keep this branch here as the leader of this whole big branch, but I want this tree to get a bit taller. I think that's too low and this is horizontal, right? So if I take that, it's going to grow horizontally, but I want this to be a bit bigger before I start to go lower. So I do want to trim this. I'm just not sure where yet. So I think I'll take that branch here instead, this one, which is going this way. More or less where the branch came from in the beginning, so I'll take that whole thing off. And then this tall branch, what do we do with this? There's a branch at the bottom, branch here, there's a branch there. Pretty much every leaf has its own branch. Let me just take a look from the front. I want this branch direction going towards that side. The problem is that the only part that's going that side is this up here, which is a bit higher than I wanted. Because right now I have this branch coming this way. I don't want this to come this way again. It's kind of like a repeating pattern. I don't know, it doesn't look that good to me. So if I can make that go this way, it would be much better. Or I could take this as a leader, let it go up. Yeah. I could let it go up because this is here. It's going to fill the space over here. If I don't have that, it's not that big of an issue. You know, I'm just not sure what to do with this right now. But I do need to shorten it. That's one thing for sure. So let me take this branch for now up here. I'm not sure you can see it, but yeah, this one going that way. So the general direction of the branch will be going towards that side instead. And this, I don't know if I want this at all, because it's kind of coming towards the inside of the tree. But you know what? I'll leave that for now, just to give the tree more vigor to grow. I might take that off the next time I prune this, which will probably be either in the middle of the summer or the end of the summer. Let me take this off. This is another branch leaf. The branch already grew out and the leaf is still there. Okay, so I think the top, I'm going to leave it as it is and see where it goes. Oh, I'm going to take this off, just the tip here. There's a branch coming out from this leaf already, so I'm not worried. This could go, I'm going to get rid of it. So that's kind of the front view right there. I'll clean this up later on when it, you know, I cut that today, so there's a lot of steps here I'll clean up when the time comes, but I think there is only this branch here where I did not do anything. And I think I said I don't want to do anything because I want more vigor. I could cut this tip off. I think I will. I'll cut the tips off. There's already a little bud coming out at the base of that tip, so that should be okay. And then the rest I'll leave. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do. Hands off. No more pruning. Actually, I'm going to take this off here because there's a bud coming out here, more towards the top than the inner of the tree. So that's all I'm going to do today. I will water this because it's a bit drier than I would like. So I'll water the tree, and that'll be that. I'll put it back on the bench, and I think that's going to be it for today. So I do put a little bit of fertilizer in the water. This is about half a bottle. So, you know, there's usually the bottle will say how many drips, but you know, it's only half, so I half my amount. So the soil this ficus is using is one of the newer mixes where it has zeolite, some granite, and plus the safety absorb, which is diatomaceous earth. I do like this better. There's also some pumice in here because there's no perlite, so it doesn't float. Well, I think in here there's a little bit of perlite, but not much. So I can freely water and nothing will kind of flow out of the pot. Plus it drains right away because of the coarse stuff in here. And in this pot there's some sphagnum moss as well. I put it in there just to hold more water because I was afraid it wouldn't hold enough water for ficus. And for the indoors at least it worked out really well. I haven't had any issues, which is why the new mix that I have is more of a safety zorb plus zeolite plus pumice and some pine bark, 4 things. So it holds more water and it doesn't really clog. It free drains right away. So I think that's the mix that I'm going to continue with. It's worked out really well. It has everything I need, and you know, I've tried different mixes, but I think this is the one that works for me. So that's the tree. There's the front. I think it looks okay. You know, I'll let it grow, and hopefully it'll turn out to be really good later on. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.